些地方不足，然后就是慢慢的通过时间和训练来改变它。作为上一届的卫冕冠军，我觉得我们其实也有压力，但是我觉得这是我们的动力，我们会抓紧这个机会。现在游戏这一块的不管是在电视上还是在网络上的关注度都很大，然后我家人有时候都会就是重大的比赛都会自己看直播啊，看我比赛什么的，然后比赛完会打电话找我聊天啊什么的。每条路它都会有自己的好有很多自己的优势，还有当然肯定会有不好的地方，但是既然我自己选择这条路，我觉得我从来没后悔过，而且这是我觉得为自己的梦想而努力吧。女友就是我生活自己追寻的女朋友，然后 DOTA 对于我现在来说是我的事业，我肯定会选择我的事业。一个人的舞台是孤独的，想要演出完美，就需要一群人的释放。
领略战场间四季的变换，我是你的眼，请随我看见。
拥有向下根植的力量，滋养整片土壤，而非一个人惦念云端。
女神，我根本不 care， 我是用手指歌唱的灵魂唱将。
给你双翅膀，让你飞翔。天空中没有痕迹，但我已经飞过。
我感觉失去的最主要的还是时间吧，身体。我觉得打职业这几年身体消耗挺大的，得到的话我就感觉自己这几年还是有所收获，有所成长的。还是非常怀念10年在1Home 的那段时光吧，就是那段时间其实环境啊什么的都比较一般嘛，但是就是真的大家是一起在努力，一起在奋斗，然后一起拿到冠军的那种感觉还是非常好。就比起之前在的一些队伍吧，我感觉 DK 就是比较稳定吧，在那边可以比较静下心来的训练吧。觉得就是社会经验有所增长吧，然后打职业这几年就是对自己的心智有一个比较大的提高。其实不打职业前我也不是一个好学生，我就是只有一门功课比较好吧，其他功课都比较差的，英语。
英语比较好
就是在很多输比赛的时候，我会感觉就是有时候队友不给力啊，这样输掉比赛。但是其实这个游戏还是无人的游戏，每个人都会有失误的时候，所以怎么说呢？就是大家还是有些时候还是得相互包容吧。这次 G1 的名次是吧？我们的名次怎么说都不太好，前2名吧，这样对我们队伍的士气会有一个帮助。
燃烧的战舰呼啸向前，驶过再多荣耀，都不及眼前一个冠军。
不要跟我谈资历，站到对面你就明白我的战斗力。
嘲讽需要底气，若不激起心里的愤怒，如何展现最终的霸气？
成为一把横扫战场的致命武器，有时候只需要一点灵感。
这是勤奋者的舞台，只有比别人努力，才更有发言权。
Because we had reached a point where we kind of felt that we were much better than everyone else, and losing that tournament was actually quite good for us, because then we once again got reminded that, okay, we need to have 100% focus in every game, and we can't underestimate anyone. So we just prepared for the tournament in a great way, and we have become quite a versatile team. We don't play just one way. We like to switch it around, and it makes it very hard for our opponents to read and predict how we play. And every game, maybe especially in G1, every game was a different MVP on our team, I would say. So just shows that we are confident in each other. If I would continue playing, it would be because it would be the right choice. Not only the right choice because I like it, but also the right choice because I can use it. In Sweden, it's been growing quite rapidly, the way you view games, and I really know, like I know that in 10-15 years I think computer games will be even bigger than normal sports, or just as big. and I think it's just a matter of time, and I think we can only win as a team.
The king is never lonely. We're creating a new era. I'm still here.
Maintain, I can't climb. Blood is my name. Sword is my heart.
Put your team first. The team is the source of your pride.
By pushing others to the altar, you also become someone under the altar. Silence, dedication will never be forgotten. The achievements of others are my achievements.
I think all of the teams that have qualified for the LAN finals are really strong. It's going to be really difficult. I could see, like, it's really hard to know how well we're going to do. It could go pretty badly or it could go extremely well. I think our hardest opponent will be IG. It's definitely very difficult. At the top level, it's very difficult to be at the top if you're also like studying, constantly having to worry about exams. So it's definitely hard to balance that. In terms of like how much you can actually make playing and like the cost of living, comparing those, it's a little bit harder, I think, in North America and Europe. It's my first time in China right now. So far it's been pretty good. Haven't been here that long, or we haven't had too much opportunity to go looking around. We've been kind of busy doing stuff for G-1 with going back to school. Just get a regular job, but as for expectations, I'd like to think that we'd be able to get maybe top 4 or top 3.
Don't underestimate my carry, or you will be carried into the abyss of suffering.
With hope as cavalry, experience as armor, and persistence as the guide.
The kind of tolerance called persistent, the kind of dormancy called unyieldingness.
Victory will never come to us. We must own to be victorious.
Be prepared. I'll meet you on the battlefield.
很多年以来，游戏人一直受到各种各样非议的目光，他们在社会各行各业中扮演着举足轻重的作用，在一个个家庭中也尽到了妇女妻儿应尽的义务。他们一样为祖国喝彩，为奥运助威，为灾难祈福。他们在拼爹、房奴、拜金、机会不公、贫富分化、有毒食品等社会怪象中保持自我，兢兢业业，默默付出。却仅仅因为打开电脑，在虚拟世界的另外一端放飞自己的理想，就被当成堕落的一代，垮掉的一代。作为一个游戏人，我们痛苦过，迷茫过，期望过，也失望过，但我们从来没有放弃过。我们不断摔倒又不断站起，就是为了证明我们不是别人嘴里所说的暮气沉沉。我们不断受挫又不断战斗，我们其实并不奢望改变这个世界，我们是害怕世界改变了我们。梦想很小，小到我们一不小心就捉它不住；梦想也很大，大到我们的内心都装不下它。很庆幸我们还有梦想，这也是我们来到这里的原因。
今天我们用行动为自己证明，游戏人同样可以登上更高的历史舞台。113今天正式发起全球请愿行动，将电子竞技纳入奥运会比赛项目，在理解、公平、友谊、团结的竞争环境下，让更多的人知道我们的努力。小小的声音也能发挥出巨大的能量。电竞申奥，我支持。
我支持。
我支持。
我支持。我支持。
我支持。
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 Orange, IG, LGD, DK, Alliance.
Team Liquid.
G-1. G-1.
谢谢一段非常棒的宣传片，让我们再次大声的响起 G1 加油 ，G1 雄起！
现场观众朋友们以及我们线上电脑前的观众朋友们，接下来我们要进行的就是我们第5届 G1 游戏晋级冠军联赛的总决赛了，是我们的冠亚军的争夺。
是的，没错，马上到了我们最激动人心的最关键的时刻了。
没错。
那下面让我们以我们最大的热情、掌声和欢呼声来，首先有请出我们冠军决赛的第一支参赛队，他们是
来自中国杭州的 LGD 老干爹。
欢迎你们，欢迎你们，来，请这边有请，有请，有请。
好，我来采访一下队长啊，这个又遇到他们了，现在有什么想法吗？
送他们回家，让他们明白。
哇，太铁了！这个，之前那个比赛的话，有没有就是总结过大概的原因？然后这次不行啊，这个战略战术不能告诉他们。
当然，现在是不能透露。我们不仅比拼的是这个技巧，这个还有包括很重要的就是战术。
好，那我也希望这个其实我是上届的战队宝贝。
哦，那他们
有没有觉得我在的时候你们发挥特别的好？
肯定有啊，肯定有啊。
是，你就是他们的幸运吉祥物。那我相信我们今天来到上海，也是我们中国的主场，我们所有的上海的朋友们，再次最热情掌声送给他们。
好，老干爹加油！接下来还有一支队伍。
是的，接下来各位同样也让我们报以最温暖的掌声来欢迎我们国际友人，我们的参赛队来自瑞典的 Alliance，Welcome。Hey guys, this way please. Welcome. 首先呢，在这里我们要特别的恭喜他们，在过去的这几天的比赛里面，全胜没有一败的战绩，非常的棒。We all know you guys do a great job in the past competitions. Do you think your team will win at the final?
Well, that's what we're aiming for, but we know there's going to be a couple of tough games, but I have faith in my team.
OK， 他刚刚说这是一个非常艰难的最后的决赛，但是他们有足够的信心，让我们再次用掌声对他们表示感谢。
好，希望能够加油。
那站在我们左右两边的就是我们今天总决赛的冠亚军。那究竟结果如何？鹿死谁手，花落谁家？让我们共同期待他们的表现。
这又是命中注定的相逢了。那这个冤家路窄也要握一下手，表示一下尊重。
是的，没错。接下来请我们两队握手 ，Please shake hands with each other。
好厚重的杀气呀！
是的，没错。他们虽然都非常的稳重，但是我们能够通过他们的眼神和他们的态度里，看到他们必胜的信心，还有一股他们内在的一种力量。
好，请两支队伍的粉丝继续为他们加油鼓劲，让他们听到你们的呐喊声，好吗？
现在我们全场最瞩目的时刻就要到来了。那接下来呢，同样我们要马上把我们的现场交给我们最棒的解说席。
好，欢迎回来。刚才也是出了一点小小的插曲啊，这个本次比赛的赛事总监，也是比赛的发起人和全部的策划人，刚才因为情绪问题有点上头，他可能是觉得
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the grand finals for the G1 League Season 5. Lumi, are you ready for this? I'm giddy with excitement.
Or G1, sorry, wrong team.
He's rooting for a team that's not even in the grand finals. We're off to an auspicious start, to be sure. But, guys, it's going to be LGD China versus the Alliance, East versus West. Hopefully, every bit as epic as some of those past East versus West matchups. Lumi, kind of reminds you a tiny bit of, I mean, you've been in Dota longer than me, even back to WDC 2010 when DTS made their big splash onto the scene. Has sort of the feel of that a little bit. Are we going to see the Western teams finally prevail?
I mean, right now, I think it's more epic than that. This is kind of like the TI2 final to me, where Navi's facing against IG. This is even better than that, in my opinion, because you have Alliance, the foreigner, the weaker teams, coming from this unknown country to these Chinese guys to China, and they are just beating up on everybody.
They were flawless. They were 5-0 through the group stages.
Undefeated,
and made it look pretty easy. I mean, I don't even feel like Alliance was at their best. I feel they can play better than that. I mean, AUI talked about some of the, the item decisions, some of the team decisions. I think Alliance is fully capable of ironing out any small mistakes in their play, and that was still good enough for 5-0.
They are the only team to me that played the perfect A game. And the scary thing is they could go even higher because they have more prepared strat that we haven't even seen yet. We only seen one prepared strat. I think they got more.
We see S4 giving us the calm, cool, collected double thumbs up. Bulldog, a small wave. He really does look like a Bulldog. He's pretty badass. And for the Alliance, it should be a lone druid. That's the Chinese maybe not knowing Bulldog as well as they should. AUI piping in from the peanut gallery. But that concludes the Alliance's player introductions. Lumi, we have a very unusual set of bans. This leaves a Bat Rider in the pool, a Lifestealer in the pool, a lone druid in the pool. What do you make of all this?
I don't care about any of that. I see Alliance on Dire, and I'm scared.
Level 1 Roche.
Because I don't know what crazy stuff they got prepared. Yeah, sure, Bat Rider is a hero. LG's going to have the first pick. I'm actually not really liking the Chinese Bat as much as like S4's Bat. Generally, when S4 plays Bat, the game is like over because he gets one of the earliest blink. He basically used Flaming Lasso whenever it's off cooldown, which is one of the hardest things to do. And looks like they're going to take over the Magnus instead of Bat.
And this is going to open up that Lone Druid Lifestealer combo. Okay, so let's say Alliance doesn't want to go level 1 Roche. If they want to play a standard game for game 1, Lone Druid Lifestealer, this combo against Chinese teams, I mean, the Chinese almost never give it away. They'll give it away here. LGD could then go for a Bat Rider, so then they'd have two very strong ultimates that go through BKB or any sort of magic immunity to deal and lock down with those heroes. But you give away Lone Druid Lifestealer, it's very hard to stop both of them from farming. Later on, it's hard to deal with at least one of them, if not both.
I completely agree. It's really hard to... There you go.
No hesitation.
I mean, it's not surprising at all, but I feel like LG has done something that no other really teams have done against Alliance. They banned out Chen. Lone Druid's good, Lifestealer is good. I feel like a lot of the offense, especially the early game offense from Alliance, comes from Aki's Chen.
There's one thing to keep in mind. There's the Enchantress, and in some ways that's a more aggressive option for them. You run a Lifestealer, Enchantress +1 tri-lane. If you can get into the jungle and get set up and get a creep, which LGD will probably try to prevent, but if you get there, that's in some ways even scarier than the Chen.
It is. For the first 3-4 minutes, having Enchantress is a lot better, but Aki does keep his creep army longer for better than any other Chen player.
Right.
Like he'll keep his 3 or 4 creep army because Loda gives him one with the helm for like 20-30 minutes, which allows you to get free Roche, which allowed to stack all day long with the Ancients, which is kind of a big thing for them. So I feel like Chen is actually one of their most core hero, like even more important than their solo mid or long lanes.
What is LGD going to go for here? Obviously, there's the Bat Rider in the pool. I think they'd be a little crazy to give away a Bat, Lone Druid, and Lifestealer, so I imagine they're going to pick that up, and then they're thinking about that third hero. Do you look towards a support like a Shadow Demon here who can help deal with the Lifestealer? They'll go Rubik, and they'll go Juggernaut as well, so they're going to deny the combo for the Lone Druid for the pushing power. The other thing with if you get a Juggernaut is you can put Lone Druid mid, you can put Lifestealer safe lane. Either of these heroes does pretty well against Magnus mid, assuming he goes there, and then you can run a tri-lane with the Juggernaut. So this feels like a block pick from LGD.
Yeah, it's a block pick. They don't pick up Shadow Demon because it's banned out by Alliance on the first phase. So
the Rubik is there, though.
Yeah, Rubik's going to be the pickup, which is somewhat of a deny because they don't want the RP being stolen. The Juggernaut, to me, is also sort of a deny because when you get Lone Druid and Healing Ward and Lifesteal in the front line, nobody's actually dying. Just reading from this draft so far is, I feel like LG is already picking into Alliance's hands because they're I mean, they got Magnus first pick, which I don't even feel like it's the best hero in the pool right now. I'm surprised they didn't go Lifestealer first.
Again, I do want to mention, there's a Bat Rider in the pool. We've been through 4 bans and 6 picks, and nobody wants to touch this hero. Is LGD trying to bait the Bat Rider? Do they have some sort of special plan for him that we're not expecting? Or do they just feel confident they can deal with it? Because right now, I look at their lineup, Bat Rider can actually beat a lone. Oh, they're not going to go for it. So
nobody gives a damn about the Bat Rider.
I mean, that's the big story of this draft so far. Unusual bans, but then Bat Rider ignored. So both teams, they feel it's just not worth it. I imagine it'll get banned now for Alliance. They could fit it into their lineup. I don't feel it would be too greedy because you have Lifesteal and Lone Druid. Other carries, maybe a Bat's too greedy because he doesn't offer you that much from levels 1 to 5. He's a strong laner, but you want to farm up the Blink. You want to get level 6. Lifesteal and Lone Druid don't need help. I mean, they need a little bit's great to get kills, but they're pretty self-sufficient as far as carries go. So, well, are we going to see the Bat ban for the time being? It's the Puck. So, showing respect to Alliance's group. Group up and fight.
Yeah, I mean, Bat is really good for Alliance, but I'm not sure how good it is for LGD because you blink in and you drag yourself a very heavy HP, heavy armor bearer or a raged Lifestealer. And so far, they don't look like they have the physical damage to actually bring him down. Duration of that flaming lasso. Magnus is okay, Juggernaut's fine when you have Empower on top, but you really need some heavy damage dealing, like maybe even an Ursa to really get the damage in. Obviously, the Chinese won't be picking Ursa. They're going to be banning out the Bat themselves because, again, I don't think they could utilize it as well as Alliance would.
So, I mean, we see now a Bat Rider ban, an Anti-Mage ban. For the Alliance, you look at what LGD have. They don't really have a carry that can deal with Lone Druid plus Lifestealer. If they want to take that late game, they'll have to go for a pretty hard carry at that. I mean, you look at what the Alliance has done if they want to go late game. They like Phantom Assassin here because it has evasion, which is great against Entangle, against Lone Druid's Bear's auto attacks. It's obviously fantastic against the Lifestealer and his physical damage. I don't know if LGD would think about it, but we did see IG. They tried to steal CK Wisp from the Western teams. That didn't work. I wonder if LGD maybe has something unconventional like that up their sleeve.
I mean, PA is one of those heroes that, sure, she seems like a simple hero. It's like, oh, Stifling Dagger into Blink Strike. But there's a lot of small nuances for the PA player to learn and also for the ally to learn. For example, if you're getting in trouble, your support should run away from you, which is
and then you
Blink Strike. But in a normal scenario, when your carry's in trouble, you run towards the carry to kind of
help them.
Yeah, exactly. So these are the small things. Another small thing is that when you have a PA, you want to get yourself a Chen because your Stifling Dagger is a long initiation, allow your Chen creep to actually run in and clap. I don't think we'll expect a PA because it's hard thing to actually practice and utilize a new hero that you haven't played too much with.